RPGAD 2021. What about the other words? So the prompts, the main prompts from day 12, 13, and 14 have already been taken care of with some of my videos going through PDFs that are somewhere on my hard drive. So that's what I did for those. But let's ramble about the other words, the other prompts that was proposed for those days. So let's begin with day 12, consensus. Consensus is very important. It's essential in many situations. The players, the game masters, but the players with their characters have to agree on what to do. There's a consensus to be taken. Doesn't mean that the characters have to be friends or they agree with what is going on, but consensus, you know, will make the story move forward. They will all accord, they will act according to a plan, and they will try to succeed it. Of course, a consensus is not always there. Once in a while, characters may go on their own way and do their things against what the other players would have done. But you know, when you master the consensus part, you know, you're working as a team, and usually you get better results of your adventure. Yeah, so that's what consensus is inspiring me deep. The only thing that comes into my mind is a one-shot I did a while ago. I don't remember the details, I only remember the laughs. But there was some sort of a deep sea queen, okay, down from the ocean, that took one of the characters because she wanted that character to be her champion. But in order to be the champion, she has to bring him in the bottom of the ocean, so in the deep of the ocean, the deepness, and he had to fight some sort of a crazy fishman. Well, in order, you know, the stakes, what was at stakes was the winner of this fight was to be the champion of that kind of deep sea queen, okay? And you know, when he got in the bottom, she put a spell on him so he could breathe. So you know, and it was all impromptu. We never thought that it would go to that point, but it got to that point, so we laughed a lot. I don't remember the issue of that. I only remember, you know, the guy being pulled down in the ocean and wondering what the heck is going on, and you have to fight for me to marry me. So, oh yes, he wanted to lose, but he would have died. Oh yeah, that was funny. Okay, right. Triumph. Well, for those who say that you don't win in role-playing games, well, you're wrong. The part, you know, when you succeed into an adventure module, for example, it's some sort of a triumph. You succeeded, so you're triumphant. Okay, you're the big champion of that module. So, you know, I'm looking back. I finished a campaign last week, and you know, this was some sort of a triumph. They fought the bad guy. They bring the balance to their home world, and yeah, and we had some times to discuss about their happy future, the happy future of their characters, since they won against they won the battle against evil, so they were triumphant. Yeah, so we got through some triumph once in a while. All right, next, improvise. Improvisation is part of role-playing game. Some role-playing games are entirely based upon that. You know about this. We should warn new game masters that they will improvise, okay? Whether they want it or not, okay? Even if they know their module all by heart, they know every pages, every word that are in it. We should warn them about not getting their foot stuck into cement, okay, into concrete, okay, because they will have to improvise, okay, to teach them to use their module they know so much, to use it as, you know, the agenda of the bad guys, okay, what they want, how they want it, and in their way they will improvise, but knowing what kind of a response is to be made against all the crazy ideas the players will come with. But yeah, improvisation is very good, brings the game in often unusual places, and yeah, it's very pleasant. Doom. Yeah, the world is doomed. And who will fight against Doom? Well, usually the player characters will do it. Often in many role-playing games, it's the fight against evil. So you have to fight Doom. That's what it's inspiring me. Yeah. So the player characters, will win the day if they fight the evil and remove the Doom from their world. So Doom is often associated with the bad guys, though it may happen that in some games players are the bad guys, so they're the one bringing the world, the Doom on the world. Yeah, that's what this word inspires me. So fight the Doom. Yeah. Right. Next, pool. Dice pool. Dice pool. Yeah, I like that a lot. Game with dice pool. I like the sound of it. You put that into your hand, you shake them, throw them on the table. It makes lots of noise. Lots of noise means lots of number to check upon. When you play the D6 system, if you roll a big die pool, imagine in Star Wars D6, you have, the best starfighter pilot. He has, let's say, he has 8 dice into starfighter piloting, but this is a very difficult move he has to make. He takes his force points, so it brings him to 16 dice, and he rolls in 16 dice into his hand. It roll on the table. It takes him 2 minutes to figure out the total, and then his wild die has rolled a 6. You roll it again, and you know what I mean. Okay, it's fun to roll in those games. To roll big pool of dice, it makes lots of noise. Okay, and yeah, all for one is antibiotic also, dice pool, you roll that, it makes lots of noise, and yeah, very satisfying. Right, next word. Limits. Character have limits. And that's what, it's part of the fun of role-playing games, alright? Often there's a mistake, okay, there's a mistake conception that role-playing game you can do whatever you want. Yeah, of course, if we compare that to any other type of games, it's true, okay, you have you have freedom of your move, okay, whatever, and your decision. You may attempt anything, but your character have limits which makes you wonder if you will succeed or not. Some stuff you can't make, alright? You're a warrior, you're a fighter into Dungeons and Dragons, well, you don't know how to cast a spell, usually. So this is your limits. Even if you want to throw a fireball, you can't, right? So limits are there to raise a challenge, individual challenge, and it's important to have them, okay, to work out those limits. It can bring good story because limits are there, and you can push the boundary of your limits, which will make you proud if you succeed, right? So limits, it's part of a role-playing game. I think it's important that everyone has limits. Otherwise, if all the characters would do whatever they want, well, I think it's not necessary to say that it would be boring, right? Limits, fun. Yeah, well, if you're playing role-playing games and you're not having fun, you're not playing the right game, or you're not at the right table, right? Fun. It should be fun. It should be a game. It should be about fun. If you want that fun to happen, or if you want that fun to get some new levels, well, you have to be aware of what, what is fun to the other players, whether it's a game master or whoever is around the table. You have to be aware of what is fun for the others and be able to bring them the fun as a player character, as a game master, without sacrificing your own fun. You have to know what is fun for you when you play it, and you have to know what is fun for the others, what will bring a smile to the others, and that's the kind of exchange that will make the table even more fun. Yeah, you have to be aware, because it can change. You can, during the course of a single game, one precise thing, okay, will bring the fun to that player, and you discover that during play, okay? So yeah, use it, show that, and you'll raise a smile. Momentum, catch the momentum. Well, I think we're proud if we can catch the momentum on the right time. A big reveal, a secret, a special power that needs some sort of a combo, and then you can evoke it in the game. You know, it makes surprise, catch the momentum once, or you're in a campaign and suddenly many informations throughout the campaign are being thrown, and then you can see that they are all linked, and you have to catch the momentum there in order to use that information or reveal it. You know what I mean? So momentum, it's yeah, there's all sorts of moments where momentum is there. Momentum can be when you're outside of the table, you know, outside of the game. Momentum, you know, finding the right moment you have the right group to play with. Catch the momentum at the right times, the right place, and yeah, you know, you should try it when those situations arises. Okay, I can remember myself when I was asked for All for One Regime Diabolique. All the stars were aligned. It was the momentum, you know, those players, I wanted to share games with them, and I had this proposition to play in the setting I love the most. So yeah, so it was the momentum. I had to catch the train and get on with it. Yeah, that's what those words are inspiring me. So stay tuned, because RPG Day is not done yet. So stay tuned, and I'll be back. See you guys. Goodbye.